In a world where truth hides behind shadows and secrets walk among us, one question remains. What happens when the unexplained knocks at your door? Welcome to The Man in Black, a podcast that dives deep into the mysteries that defy reason, from UFO sightings to government cover-ups, and the chilling presence of the Men in Black. These are the stories they don't want you to hear. Stay with us as we uncover the unknown. Today, we're diving into one of the most compelling, disturbing, early incidents in the history of ufology, which occurred just weeks before the famous Roswell incident, an event known as the Maury Island incident. June 21st, 1947, Maury Island, Washington, a quiet stretch of water where the ordinary was about to collide with the extraordinary. Dhal, a harbor patrolman, set out with his son and two crew members for what should have been a routine day. But what they witnessed would ignite one of the strangest chapters in UFO lore and summon the first whispers of the Men in Black. 6 massive donut-shaped objects hovered over the water, silent, unnatural. One began to wobble, spewing molten fragments that scorched the deck and injured Dhal's son. The sky was alive with something beyond comprehension.
What is that? They're not planes. God, look at that one. It's breaking apart. Harold, the jack, look out. It's burning through the wood. It's eating through like acid. Hey, get the kid. Get my boy below deck now before... Hold on, son. Just hold on. Get it over there.
Dhal claimed he took photographs, collected fragments, and fled the scene. But the story didn't end there. It was only beginning. The next day, Harold Dhal received a call. A man wanted to meet. No name, just instructions. At a quiet cafe in Tacoma, Dhal sat across from a figure dressed in black, immaculate suit, fedora hat, and an unsettling calm. Mr. Dhal, you had quite an experience yesterday.
How do you know about that? I didn't tell anyone.
You took photographs. You collected fragments. You spoke to people. We know everything.
Look, if you're from the government, you need to explain what those things were. My boy was hurt.
Mr. Dhal, for your sake, and your family's, you'd best forget what you saw.
Are you threatening me?
People who talk often regret it. Accidents happen. Boats sink. Families suffer. Good day, Mr. Dhal. This coffee's on me.
Wait,
Later, just weeks before the famous Roswell incident, Dhal's partner, Fred Grissman, backed up the fragment story, even claiming to have visited the site and seen the debris. The claims were sensational enough to eventually catch the attention of military intelligence. This is where the story pivots from a logical sighting into a national tragedy. Following an interview with Dhal, the military decides this is serious enough to send their own investigators. On July 31st, 1947, Lieutenant Frank Brown of the 4th Air Force Military Intelligence and Captain William L. Davison arrived in Tacoma from Hamilton Field, California. Their mission was clear: get to the bottom of the Maury Island claims. They were highly experienced men, tasked with a sensitive investigation. They met with Dhal and Grissman, conducted their own interviews, and critically collected what were purported to be actual fragments from the Maury Island shore. They were preparing to fly this physical evidence back to California for analysis. I need you to be crystal clear, Mr. Dhal. You saw 6 craft, 1 exploded and dropped these fragments?
Yes, sir. They were shiny, black, felt like slag, but hot. We nearly sank. I told the local paper everything, and a man came.
A man? Who?
Just a man, black suit. Said I shouldn't talk about it. Said I didn't want any further trouble over the matter.
A threat? Standard? Melodrama? Captain, let's examine the evidence. They feel heavy. Irregular pitting. Definitely some kind of high heat metal compound. No immediate sign of conventional ordnance. These need a full lab workup. And they will get it. We're flying this back now. Mr. Dhal, Mr. Chrisman, you'll be hearing from us. This evidence, our evidence, is leaving Tacoma tonight.
Please, Lieutenant, just be careful.
Was this the smoking gun? The physical evidence heading back to Hamilton Field? Brown and Davison prepared for their return flight out of McCord Field, piloting a B-25 Mitchell bomber, but they never made it. The B-25 Mitchell was fueled, the precious, deadly cargo secured. The 2 officers, the only men who could testify to the evidence authenticity, prepared for takeoff.
I want to stand back.
McCord Tower, this is Mitchell 407 requesting clearance for takeoff, heading south to Hamilton Field.
Mitchell 407, clear for takeoff.
We're carrying high priority material, Captain. Let's keep this trip silent and fast.
Roger that. Should be smooth sailing from here. I see clear stuff. What the hell?
What was that?
Engine 2 is failing. We're going down.
I'm fighting the stick. Get us out of here, Frank. We've got a full load, maybe a fire. McCord, can you read me? McCord! Mayday! 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 Our comms are down, Frank!
Brace for impact.
It was in the early hours of August 1st, 1947, just hours after they had secured the supposed evidence. Their B-25 Mitchell crashed outside of Kelso, Washington. It was a tragic accident that killed both Lieutenant Brown and Captain Davidson. The timing is chillingly convenient for anyone wanting this story to disappear. 2 military intelligence officers in possession of physical evidence from a UFO incident who suddenly die in a crash before they can deliver it to a lab. Immediate red flags are raised. And here is the truly fascinating part. There is no verifiable public record detailing what may have been recovered at that B-25 crash site. Did the debris they collected survive the impact? Was it scooped up by other officials? No one knows what happened to the exploding artifact. Fragments, or do they? This is when the FBI steps in and launches a formal investigation into the claims. They now investigate Dhal and Chrisman's claims and quickly concluded they were false. Their official report hinges on something Dhal allegedly admitted, that, if questioned by the authorities, he was going to say it was a hoax because he did not want any further trouble over the matter. The official narrative is clear. The entire Maury Island incident was a hoax, and the investigators who died were victims of a tragic but unrelated flying accident. That is the established history. However, For those of you who look at this critically, examine the incredible confluence of events. The story is strange, but the physical evidence leads to an investigation. The investigators collect the evidence and die just hours later. The evidence vanishes. The key witness suddenly recants, claiming a hoax, fearing further trouble. The classic dilemma for ufology: do you accept the official statement, or does the chain of events, the vanishing evidence, the fatal crash, and the convenient retraction suggest a potential cover-up by the silencers of the truth? We know there were internal contradictions in Dhal's story, and even among the FBI investigators, but the convenience of the fatal crash and the disappearance of the key evidence, right as it was being transported for analysis, is a powerful piece of circumstantial evidence for those who believe the military was attempting to suppress a genuine event. Was the Maury Island incident a sensational but ultimately false story by a man looking for attention? Was it a hoax, a government cover-up, or was it a genuine encounter that cost 2 military officers their lives and was quickly swept under the rug in the first warning from forces beyond our understanding? It is up for you to decide.
Next time you see something you can't explain, ask yourself, who's watching you? If you enjoyed today's journey into the shadows, subscribe and share, because the next story might be yours. Until then, keep your eyes open and your secrets closed. Stay safe, keep your doors locked, and for the sake of everything, keep watching your rear view mirror. This was the Man in Black.